the Automatic Marketing Show, where we share tips, strategies, best practices, success stories to help you build an automatic marketing machine and grow your business. My name is Danny Decker. I'm the owner and CEO of the Automatic Marketing Agency, and Daniel Bowden's with me today. Daniel is a project manager with the agency, and we're going to talk about a fun topic here today, Daniel. We're going to talk about email marketing. It's your favorite, right?
Yeah.
Gotta love email marketing.
Love it.
So let's start here. For people that don't understand, what email marketing is, I'll, believe it or not, talk to plenty of people who, when they want to do an email blast, they use their Gmail account and they just put 100 people in the BCC column, and just hit send, right? So that's not what we're talking about when we talk about email marketing. What are we talking about when we talk about email marketing?
Yeah, we're talking about specific platforms or softwares that you can sign up for, and you build a list from your interactions with people, and you can segment them in different ways. You can have a lot more creativity in how you present the emails. You can automate emails. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah. So it's a much more professional, scalable approach to email communications. And I think the first place I think we should actually start, Daniel, is a lot of people think that, email marketing is dead, right? That's something I hear all the time. Like, well, nobody checks their email anymore. And, isn't it all just spam? And, I can tell you, for having done this for years and years, email marketing 100% still works. It is absolutely a great marketing channel. It is a very inexpensive marketing channel. It's true that a lot of spammers use email, right? But that doesn't mean that, the reason spammers use it is because it works.
Sure.
The key is that your email, whatever content you're delivering to your list, it needs to bring value to them, right? It needs to give them something that they actually look forward to reading. That's how you keep people from unsubscribing.
Yeah.
And so I think kind of where we want to go with the conversation today is for folks that either aren't doing much email marketing, aren't sure where to begin. There are a lot of platforms out there, a lot of software programs out there to choose from, like MailChimp or HubSpot, or there's a lot of options. So let's just kind of talk through, maybe start here. What are some of the email marketing platforms that you end up interacting with kind of in your work here?
Yeah. So since a lot of our clients are professional service firms, law firms, et cetera, we end up using a lot of those that are popular within that industry. But we use MailChimp a lot, which is kind of the GOAT in my mind of email platforms. There's HubSpot, there's MailerLite, there's ActiveCampaign. I mean, the list goes on and on. But depending on your industry, there may be ones that are more specific to your needs, or you could use a more general, more broad one.
Right. And I would kind of break it into at least two categories, where you have just sort of the light, easy to use, but maybe not uber sophisticated category, right? And so I would put MailChimp in that category. Constant Contact, iContact. And those cost anywhere from like free up to maybe $20 or $30 a month for like the simple plans. And those are usually enough if you've already got an email list and you just need a simple platform, to reach your list, right? But then there's the more complicated when you really start integrating it with like a customer relationship manager, a CRM, and that's where I think of like HubSpot and ActiveCampaign and Keep and things like that. So first off, would you basically agree with sort of that division?
Yeah, 100%. And with the basic ones like MailChimp, they start off free, but then, as you get more and more emails on your list, the price will increase, but so will the functionality of the different things you can do within that platform.
So what I tell people all the time who aren't doing any email marketing yet and like just need to get started, I point people towards MailChimp. It's just simple, easy to use. What are your thoughts on MailChimp as like a starter platform?
Yeah, I think when I first got into marketing, MailChimp was the very first platform that I used, and I've probably used it in all my different positions over the years. Just it's easy to understand, easy to use. I like it.
And I think what people don't realize about MailChimp is that it actually can do a lot of the more sophisticated stuff too. Like, for example, for some of our, our agency email campaigns, we'll use MailChimp. You can set up, you can do automations.
Yep.
You can create if-then logic. You can do quite a lot through MailChimp. I think it's more robust than a lot of people realize.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. And then thinking about some of the, more sophisticated platforms, right? There's HubSpot, there's Keep, which it used to be known as Infusionsoft, now it's known as Keep. There's ActiveCampaign. What has your experience been with some of those? Like, are there any of those, higher tier platforms that you gravitate towards that you like working in more?
I like ActiveCampaign. I think it's pretty easy to understand. HubSpot, I think they use different terminology. If you're using them for your CRM or you're using any of their other platforms, you'd probably want to have an understanding of those so that you can integrate it with your email platform. But for the basic understanding of how to use it, I would go with ActiveCampaign. Keep requires a little bit of learning, but it's not too much more complicated, I would say.
Yeah, no, that all makes sense. Okay, so if you're out there, you don't have an email marketing platform, use MailChimp. We agree. Start on MailChimp, right?
Sure.
I think most of the time that makes sense. Let's talk about this before we wrap up here. Someone who's just getting started in email marketing and is probably thinking, well, what type of campaigns should I be sending? Like, what should my emails be? Where would you start thinking about that?
I would say, so first of all, I would just say it's a good idea that you're thinking about an email marketing platform, because I think a lot of people don't understand the value of it, like we talked about in the beginning. Once you get on board with that idea, I would say something easy to start with is just a monthly newsletter. Once a month is a good frequency to just send something out and to get in the habit of creating emails, designing them, writing something up to send to whoever is on your list. And then from there, you can kind of get more specific, more nuanced with where you want to go.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. A monthly newsletter is super important, and it's important that you're sending content to your list that's giving them some sort of value, like we said at the beginning, right? Like some education, some entertainment. Like if all you do every time you send an email is be like, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, like people are gonna unsubscribe.
Yeah.
So it's finding that mix of giving people value, giving people a reason to read your stuff, and then you're also mixing in some sales campaigns, and I think it's just important to do both. So I totally love that. Start with a newsletter.
Yeah.
Let's give some people some quick context on open rates, because so one cool thing about using email marketing software is you can actually see how many people are opening my emails. You can even see which people are opening your emails and if people are clicking on your emails.
Yep.
I'll often talk to somebody who's new at email marketing, and they'll be like, Danny, I just sent out my first email. My open rate was only 30%. What's your take on that? It's pretty good, right?
1 out of 3 people.
See, that's what a lot of people don't realize, is that I think the industry average is closer to 20%. Like on average, only 1 out of 5 emails that is sent out actually gets read.
Yeah.
So if your open rate is 25, 30% or above, you're actually doing really, really well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
The other thing I'll add is if even the people that don't open your emails, so let's say you get a 30% open rate, that means 70% didn't open it. Well, guess what? Many of them still saw your subject line. They still saw your name in their email inbox, even if they didn't open it and read it. So you're still creating that touch point, which really helps to create top of mind awareness, which is valuable for referrals. And so, yes, we'd love it if 100% of your list opened your emails. It's not going to happen. But even the folks that don't open your emails, you're still putting your name and your company name in front of them.
Yeah. You want to talk about click-through rate too?
Yeah. What's click-through rate?
Yeah. So once you open the email, if you have any links in the email that you want to direct people towards, whenever someone clicks that link, that's your click-through rate.
Yep. And so if you send 100 emails and 3 people click your link, you have a 3% click-through rate.
Yeah.
Industry average is, I believe, 1 to 1.5%. And it's one of those things where one thing that's really cool about using an email marketing platform is you can typically see who it was that clicked on those emails.
Right.
And then you can potentially follow up just with them.
Yep.
So let's say you send out a promo email to 1,000 people, 50 of them click the link, but then only 5 of those 50 bought the thing that you're selling. Well, wouldn't it be nice if you could know who the other 45 people were so you could follow up with them specifically? Because there were 950 people on that list that didn't click.
Yeah.
So don't you think you're going to have more success selling to the 45 that did click but didn't buy? Like, yeah, you probably are. And so use an email marketing program, even one as simple as MailChimp, and you can print out that list of 45 people and call them or give them to your sales team. So super powerful.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So get on it. Get on email marketing. If you haven't already, if you do not have an email marketing strategy happening right now, it's really important, really valuable. MailChimp is a great place to start. Daniel, thanks for coming on and sharing some of your experience. And we'll see you guys next week on the Automatic Marketing Show.